evening, guys. Sing with us.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need.
Last time.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you, Jimmy and Julie. Good evening, everyone. So glad that you have joined us this evening. Welcome to those online. My name is Reverend Lee Alvarado. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Northern Colorado. We are an inclusive community. We honor all faith traditions, all lifestyles, all beliefs. Wherever you are in your journey, you are welcome here. We follow the teachings of Ernest Holmes, who studied the greatest truths of all the major religions, and he created what we call the science of mind. And in the science of mind, we believe that as you change your thinking, you change your life. Woohoo is right? Yes, thanks for the woohoo, appreciate that. And and so each week you're gonna hear practical spiritual tools that you can take out into your life and actually apply them. All right, that is important. Thank you for that, Jerry, yes it is. All right, so let's say our mission and our vision together. We are an inclusive community, inspiring personal growth, spiritual practice, and a positive way of life. And our vision, to awaken humanity, revealing a world that works for everyone. All right. Do we have kiddos? As Brooke is leaving, so I'm assuming not. Okay. Thank you, Minkle family. All right. All right, so I'm gonna bring Marie up for some announcements. The first one is a video, so I'm gonna click it when you're ready.
Go.
Ready? Okay. You want to, well, okay, I think it'll be obvious what it is.
Am I going to narrate?
Maybe not during,
Don't narrate?
but maybe after.
Okay.
Okay, all right, here we go.
So in case you're wondering what the whole Irish jig number was about, the church's outreach this month is to the National MS Society. And we walked a week ago Saturday to support people that are in the MS community, and they will be our tithe recipient at the end of this month.
And we were still accepting
and
donations.
we are still accepting donations until the end of this month.
Yeah.
And yes, we are.
And we were there to support Marie as well, as you probably got that from the video. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the support, everybody. So I understand that my comments last week scared all of the youth off.
I think they did. I think people were really afraid.
The whole
yeah.
gas bomb
yeah.
thing. And
I think that should have been
whatever.
left out of the whole announcement, but you know.
The youth dinner tonight is canceled. because they're taking a break for the summer, so they say, and they'll be back in the fall. But,
I think you
That's
scared
a-
some people.
I
Yeah.
think I scared
Yeah.
some people with
Yeah.
the gas attack on the chili dinner thing. So anyway, Pride March, June 1st, 5 p.m., Old Town Square near the stage in downtown Fort Collins. This is our opportunity to show our support for the LGBTQIA plus community members and community members of color. So show up for that, Pride March. More details
In the newsletter.
at 5 p.m. Oh, it is 5 p.m. Never mind. Labyrinth Walk, Saturday, June 17th from 10 to 11:30. Join us for our annual Labyrinth Walk with Native American flute music and ceremony by award-winning poet Valerie Sark. This has been, did we two years in
Yeah.
a row now?
Yep.
Is an incredible event. She brings this her gigantic mother drum and reads her poetry and Native American flute. It's really
It's really special.
super cool thing. And we walked the labyrinth at the McKee Medical.
Banner Health.
uh,
Close. Close.
Who? Which one?
Banner Health
Banner Health.
in Loveland. Yes.
Just go to a hospital.
Just
and
pick
go
one.
to-
There may be
go to-
labyrinths all over.
There
Yeah,
may
at
be
every
labyrinths
hospital.
all
I
over.
don't know.
Well, as it gets closer, I'm sure they'll put it down in the announcement so I don't say the wrong thing.
Sorry, that
because
was my bad.
It's
Yeah.
just, yeah, because I could say anything.
It's called McKee Medical Center. It's part of Mental Health Network.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for the backup, Jerry. I appreciate it. Caring Connections, it is time. Caring Connections, we are expanding our Caring Connections team. It's very exciting. This is a group that provides monthly prayer calls to our congregation. We begin a new year in July. That's in alignment with our fiscal year, July 1 to June 30. And so we will be looking for folks to join the team that are not already on the team. And all you have to have is a heart to serve. We'll train you to give you all the tools you need to call people up and pray with them. And the training and orientation for that will be on June 22nd. Lonnie Hickman has more information, and we can put you in contact with her if you're interested in doing that. And everything else. CSLNoco.org. You know, I have to say, I liked it when the type was bigger.
Oh,
I'm just
yes.
whoever does,
Mary, our wonderful
Yes.
marketing person.
so
Yes.
CSLNoco.org is where everything else is. It's all you need to know, with the exception of what Reverend Leah is going to tell us during the talk.
True.
That's it. I'm done.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. So settle back and go within. Settle back and go within as we begin with an opening prayer, a meditation, and a song.
Just let that ringing of the singing bowl just wash over you. Just encourage you to be present in this space right now. Connect with your breath. And congratulations for taking this moment for yourself to connect with community, to connect with the divine. And we understand the divine to be the creative force in everything. There is no spot where God is not. That creative force creates everything and continues to move through everything and every time. That creativity means endless possibilities. And we are connected to the divine in such a way that all of these aspects of the divine, that creative force, the wonder, the magic, all of that is the divine is also us. all of that creativity and the endless possibilities are always in support of us. And knowing that wonderful creativity that moves through all people, the divine that moves as all people. I know that this time together, the talk, the music, that inspiration and creativity are always surrounding us, supporting us, and moving as us. And I give such thanks for this time together, knowing it as the moments of connection, the moments of divine possibility, and embracing that in divine possibility. I simply say, it is already so, and so it is.
Last time through. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I Let's see. Does that sound in tune to you? It sounds in tune to me. This is a Tabor Darlin song. Haven't done this one. I don't think we've done this one since we were all virtual. It's been a really long time. It's one of my faves. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the light. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the peace. Today I'm finding gratitude for all that's right. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the love. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the grace. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the joy, the joy. Today I'm seeing God in each and every face. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm gonna dwell upon the good.
Yeah. Thank you both. That was a very sweet song. I think my tail is hanging out here. Yes, it is. Okay, let me tuck it back in. Sorry. It's itching the back of my arm. Okay. So today, talking about creating a life that you love. You know, we have the ability to create a life we love. We know this in New Thought teachings and in Science of Mind. We teach this. Ernest Holmes is one of the core teachings, is that we can create a new life, a different life, a life that we love. Creating a life when we are in our 60s, 70s, 80s, a little different than when we're in our 20s, 30s, 40s. Yeah, and so for some people, finding their passion, finding the perfect career is the right thing, is what their mind and their heart is focused on. But you know, for some of us, maybe we just want to create a life where we feel more at peace. Maybe we want to create a life where we can move through the world as a healing and as a loving presence. Maybe that's what we want to focus on. It's really up to us, yeah? And some may assume that it isn't possible to have a life that we love if we haven't achieved all the things that we set out to achieve long ago. The goals and the things, the kind of career we wanted, or the kind of relationship we wanted, or the kind of money we wanted to make, saying, well, you know, I like my life, but I don't know if I really love every aspect of my life because I don't have this, and I don't have this, and I don't have this over here. And so we create loving our life with our career or our job because it's such a big aspect of who we are. It's such a big part of our life and our journey. But what if creating a life that we love is more about learning how to navigate whatever is before us, whatever is showing up in our life, strengthening that muscle so that when something hard drops in front of us, we're able to be with whatever it is that's in front of us, and therefore experience more peace and more freedom. If we make the journey about manifesting certain things, now I've been talking about that all month. I've been talking about setting intentions and focusing our attention on what it is that we desire. And there is power in that, and there is magic, really, in that. You know, whether we want to manifest a divine partner or more money or a bigger house or a boat or a car or any of those things. But And those are fun. But I believe that we can actually take this concept to a whole other level. I believe that we are actually being asked to take this to a whole other level because, I hate to use the word superficial, but sometimes it can feel that way. Yeah, when we're focused on parking spots and, it can just feel a little superficial. So what if our focus is loving the life that we have? Loving what we already have in our life. What a concept. So no matter what we are experiencing, no matter what challenges, no matter what pain is in front of us, it's all a spiritual journey. It's all part of it. And, many teachers have taught this, Ernest Holmes and so many other teachers, that whatever is right in front of us is exactly what needs to be there. It's exactly perfect for our spiritual development and for our growth. And if we're creating a life we love, if we're loving our life, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. We think that, it's got to be perfect. Everything's got to be lined up in a particular way in order for me to actually say that I love my life. Does it though? Does it really have to be perfect? And so instead of it being perfect or expecting it to be perfect, what if we just navigated this thing called life and we did it with grace? And we looked at whatever was in front of us as an opportunity to grow, as an opportunity to learn, as an opportunity to expand who we are in our consciousness. And, when things are painful, when things are hard, and I talked about this last week, the last thing we want to do is look at the pain. We want to push it aside. We want to ignore it. We want to pretend it's not there. We don't really want to dive into the fire with it and feel all of it, and yet that's how we move through it, is by being in it, by meeting it face to face and say, hi, pain, I see you. I see you. I'm right here. And that's truly the path of a master. We've been doing the Way of Mastery, this wonderful series, weekly. And Yeshua talks about that the path of mastery, the path of becoming a master, is really putting these principles to practice, living them in our life. And one of them is being able to look at whatever is in front of our life and to see it as a gift. Not as something that's happening to me, but actually a gift. And so we shift our attention from blame and judgment and making it wrong, that something's missing, that something needs to be fixed or changed. And instead, or here's a good one. Why haven't I healed this thing in my life yet? Am I the only one that gets frustrated with that at times? Like, why? I just said this the other day. My God, have I spent 45 years working on this thing, and here it is again. Here it is again. So, we have those moments. But how else do we move through that unless we can embrace it somehow, and unless we can see the gift in it? We're going to keep it away from us, and it's not going to be able to transform itself if we keep judging it. I love what Maya Angelou said. You may not control all of the events that happen to you, but you can choose to not be reduced by them. That's always a choice that we have. So meeting life with grace, and it's moment by moment, isn't it? It comes up and we meet it and we're able to meet it. And then the next moment, 10 minutes later, we're not able to meet it. And then we're able to move in and feel grounded and connected into spirit. And then an hour later or 2 days later, it's as if we never experienced that moment of connecting to spirit. Yeah? The path. The path is a beautiful path, and it's hard. And so, in the Way of Mastery, we've been talking about seeing things as neutral. Seeing events and circumstances as neutral, because in truth, they are neutral. So what if we could look at life through the lens of an observer and really see our life as an observer and not let it get attached to us like Velcro, but instead, okay, this is what's happening in my life. This is what I'm experiencing right now. Let me allow it to be here. What does it want to show me? What does it want to teach me? It's always a good question for us to keep asking. And so think for a moment your life. Think about the events and the circumstances and the things that you're dealing with, whether it's relationships, health, job, career, whatever it is. Think about the situations in your life. Can you see them as neutral? Which means you are not adding any meaning to it. Now, that's a hard thing to do, isn't it? It takes practice. But this is a game changer, isn't it? If we can look at our life as an observer and not attach ourselves to whatever it is, and we see it, if we're seeing it as an observer, what we're really doing is we're seeing it through the lens of God. We're seeing it through the lens of the divine. The divine doesn't look at what's happening in the world and say, well, this needs to be changed, and it shouldn't be like this, and this person really should be behaving this way instead. It just allows everything to be exactly as it is. Spiritual teacher Muji, I discovered him recently. Beautiful, beautiful man. He's a teacher of Vedanta philosophy, which is a teaching that's based in the Upanishads. And he talked about the pleasure and the pain body, and that how pain always comes. It always comes. We can't not experience pain in our life. It will always come. But if we can choose to connect with the divinity that is within us in those moments, when we can tap into that heart place, that presence of God within our being, it's a completely different experience. In those moments, that's when we are creating a life we love. That's because our choice is different. We're choosing to observe it. We're choosing to see it in a whole new way. When we tap into that divine essence within us, we can't help but see it in a new way. And in those moments, we are responding to life rather than reacting to life. When we are reacting to life, you know when you're reacting to life, right? We're angry, we're irritated, we're judgmental, we're yelling, we're all the things, you know, all of that is coming out of us. When we are reacting, the emotion tends to be much stronger, a little more heightened. But when we're responding to life, that has a whole different energy to it, doesn't it? When something happens to us, or happens, and if we can respond to it rather than react to it and catch ourselves in that moment, it's a whole different energy. In those moments when we are reacting, we're stuck. We can't move beyond this moment. We can't see beyond. We can't even connect to God. And we're going to have those moments, and that's part of the journey too, as we navigate this. But you know, life sometimes feels like it's that we're meant to suffer in this life, and we're not. We're not. But we suffer every single time we react. We are suffering every time. And the word suffering sounds a bit dramatic, but it's the best word to describe what happens to us when we are overtaken by our emotions. When we are overtaken by them and we have forgotten the truth of who we are suffering. We are suffering in that moment. Because we're so identified with the events and the circumstances of our life as if that is the truth of our life, as if that event, that thing is happening to me. And we know, because I've talked about this before, if you've been around spiritual circles for a while, you know that when we say this thing is happening to me, we have now moved into victim consciousness. Now, I also want to say, though, that life happens, and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't sit in it. Sometimes we have to sit in the pain. Sometimes we have to jump into the fire, jump into the darkness, and hang out there for a while. That's sometimes the most perfect thing we can do. But we know when we've hung out there too long and it's time to climb out. We know. Yeah, Muji says that if our mind is merged with the heart, we will not be so afraid of the pain. And he said this. I skipped over Yeshua there. Okay, so here's what he said. Don't try to get rid of suffering. Instead, learn to observe it without resistance. In that observation, you will discover the peace that transcends suffering. So the spiritual journey isn't about getting rid of suffering. It may seem that way. Well, I'm just going to get to a point where I no longer suffer in my life. I'm just going to be enlightened and I'm going to just float through the day. But the goal isn't to get rid of suffering. The goal is to make peace with suffering. That's the goal, is to make peace with it. And so if we can witness what's happening in our life and we can see what's happening in our life as an observer and we can see things as neutral, we are naturally going to make peace with it. We're going to have a whole different experience of it. And so it begins by paying attention and noticing and taking one step in that direction. This is not easy stuff. I recognize this, and I'm practicing this along with all y'all. This is hard stuff. This is where the rubber meets the road, yeah? This is work. And if we want to have a life where we experience peace and we experience lightness and harmony and joy in our life, then we say, okay, you know what? In this moment, I'm going to make a different choice. I'm in deep right here with this thing, but I'm going to practice seeing it as an observer. I'm going to see if I can look at this as a neutral thing rather than this thing is happening to me right now. So we practice. Every day we practice. The lessons don't stop. They just keep on. They keep on keeping on, don't they? They don't stop. But that is a gift. It's extraordinary, actually, that they don't stop. We don't want them to stop, because the moment they stop, we stop growing. The moment we stop connecting to the divine. We stop doing our practices. We stop doing our work. So thank God that they don't stop. There are moments when, like, I wish to God it would stop. I can't take it anymore. But really, though, it's such a gift. We came here as souls to learn certain things. Y'all, every single one of us came here to learn certain things. We signed up to be here. We said, I'm going to be here as a soul to learn this, and this. I came here to learn forgiveness. Now, that's a common one. I think many of us came here to learn forgiveness. And to choose compassion even when someone is doing the unthinkable. And the reason I know that that is my lesson in this life is because it keeps showing up again and again and again in this person and in this person and in this boss and in this coworker and in this relationship over and over and over again. And each time that happens, I'm able to move into forgiveness in an even greater way every single time. And now I've reached a point, it doesn't mean I don't still struggle sometimes, but it's one of my favorite topics. I love talking about it. I love it because it gives us such freedom when we can release and let go and forgive. And you know, I have suffered a lot in this life. Now, I'm not saying that so you feel sorry for me. We've all suffered. I'm just saying that because I've suffered because I viewed life as something happening to me. And we've all done that. Life is happening for us, not to us. It's happening for us. It's all about perspective, isn't it? It's all about perspective. And in a moment, we can shift from looking over here to then looking over here. God, this person drives me crazy. I can't stand them. gosh, you know what? Maybe this person is actually showing up to show me something, to actually teach me something. Why are they here in my life? What are they here to show me? I can't stand them. Yeah, okay, well, maybe. So we keep asking the questions, and we keep observing, and we keep allowing, and we keep being aware and awake and conscious through it all. Because life is for us, not against us. Through a spiritual lens, if we continue to look at life through a spiritual lens, it's going to shift our perspective. Everything changes when we can look through that spiritual lens. Again, it's like the divine. It's like the divine looking at our life. How would God see your life? All the places and spaces where you are judging yourself, or you are putting yourself down, where you are feeling like you are less than, or your small self, how would God describe you? How would the divine see you? The divine sees you as absolutely perfect, whole, complete, magnificent, beautiful. And so, as we grow on this journey, as we evolve, we develop a greater relationship with God. We develop a greater relationship with the divine. And as we strengthen that, we then create a life we love. That's what's possible. As we navigate and as we make different choices, and as we practice being that observer and see that life and everything that's happening, these are all neutral events. It is us who give it meaning. It is us who creates the suffering. Muji talks about the mind and how the mind cannot connect to source. We cannot connect to source in our mind. Source can only be found here, within our heart. When we are living from our mind, we have disconnected from source. We have disconnected from the truth of who we are. And it happens so fast. We're now in the mind, we're analyzing, we're judging, we're trying to figure things out. Oh, there I go again. Let me drop right into my heart. So the spiritual journey is about catching ourselves when we do that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go sit on my meditation cushion right now. I'm going to go sit. Even for 5 minutes, just the fact that we're willing to do that in the moment shifts everything. But we have to have the discipline to do it. When we see and recognize our mind is carrying us away from here, sit on your meditation cushion or your chair, or go out in nature. Put on a piece of music that touches you, opens your heart, and inspires you. Anais Nin said, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are." It's true, isn't it? We see them through our lens, through our human perspective. We see them through our limited minds and the mind stories that pull us. We tend to see life through that lens. And so as spiritual beings, we have choices. We can make choices to do and see things in a new way and to catch ourselves. I love what Rumi said. He said, "Do not be satisfied with the stories that come before you. Unfold your own myth. Narrate your own life. Instead of, this thing happened to me when I was 5, and this person was awful to me and abusive to me. But look where it got me. It got me here, standing on the stage as a minister. Look where my life is now. Look how it has supported me in opening my heart and giving me more compassion and love and teaching me all about forgiveness." So in those moments, we can choose powerfully. Last week, I introduced us to some beautiful affirmations channeled by a man by the name of Paul Selig. And I'm going to state them again because I think they're so powerful. And these are tools that we could actually use in our life. I know who I am in truth. Let's just say this together. Repeat after me. I know who I am in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I am free. I am free. I am free. Statements like this bring us right into our heart. If you can feel the vibration and the energy of it, it brings us right here. Just by saying that, just by repeating those. So we notice, we pay attention. We notice when the pain comes up. We see the pain, we recognize it. And instead of pushing it away and instead of judging it, we greet it. We actually bow to it in reverence. We honor it. Thank you, pain, for showing up in this moment, for being a teacher to me in my life. Thank you. And when we do that, it shifts just like that. Just like that. And so this is how we create freedom in our life. This is how we create joy. This is how we create peace. I'm going to be talking about peace next week. This is how we do it. And it begins by taking one step in that direction and doing something different than we always have done it. Our mind, our bodies are going to pull us and say, no, don't sit on that meditation cushion. Go to the kitchen and have some ice cream instead. Right? This is what happens. This is exactly what happens. Oh, I'll get to that cushion sometime later, maybe tomorrow morning. But if we are disciplined and we just sit, and our bodies are going to rage, our bodies are going to not want to do it, but the more we do it, we retrain our brain, we retrain our mind, we retrain our bodies, and pretty soon we are feeling the peace and the freedom that we desire. It's about making different choices, moment by moment, by moment, by moment. I choose my life. Say that after me. I choose my life. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for every little, small, big, okay, let me back up. You're not going to be able to follow me with that one. I am grateful for everything that shows up in my life, no matter what. I am grateful for the pain. I am grateful for the challenges. I am grateful for the lessons. I am grateful for all of it. I want to share this last slide as I close. This is a beautiful Rumi quote. Don't be afraid of suffering. It brings you to me. Our suffering brings us to God. It brings us to that divinity that is within us. Let it bring you there. Let it connect you there. Feel it. Trust it. Know that it is supporting you. Know that it is guiding you every step of your journey. And give thanks for it. Let's pray. Practitioners, please stand in high consciousness. And so we give thanks for this moment. We give thanks for the presence of Spirit that has shown up within us today. That presence that has guided us every step of our journey, through every painful experience, through every challenge. That essence of God is always there, showing us what it is that we need to learn, showing us what it is that needs to be revealed to us through that pain, through that experience. And so we give thanks for that, and we bow in reverence to it, knowing and trusting that it is part of our spiritual journey, that it is supporting us as we expand and grow and learn in this magnificent thing called life. And so we feel that gratitude in our heart. We feel that movement of energy in our life as we begin to ascend that mountain. as we look at that mountain in front of us, that pain in front of us, and yet we courageously begin to ascend that mountain, knowing that it is for our highest and our greatest good. And so, with grateful hearts for all that is unfolding, we trust it, we allow it, we let it go, and we simply say, and so it is. Amen.
I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Thank you. All right. So we believe that the abundance in our lives results from what it is that we are giving. We give from our heart. We treat it as a spiritual practice, for indeed it is a spiritual practice. And so I ask you to place your gift on your heart, just breathing into that and knowing and trusting that as we give, we receive. And so let's say our offering affirmation together. This gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyfully I receive.
3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we get it wrong, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Oh, don't you hesitate, girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your hair down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Just relax, just relax. Don't you let those other boys fool you. God love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more you stay the same, the more they seem to change. Oh, don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let than I could take. Pity for pity's sake, some nights kept me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you're gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer. Do what you want to. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your hair down.
Baby, let your hair
Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your hair down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
Yeah, woo! Don't we have the best musicians? They're amazing. Thank you, Doug. So I just give such thanks for the abundance that is flowing into our beautiful community, allowing us to continue to do great work in the community, to serve this community, and to serve the world. Thank you, and so it is. I don't think there's anybody new here today. Anybody? Oh, nope, okay. And those online, if there's anybody new, welcome. So glad that you have joined us today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. After our service, Amber, our practitioner, will be up here on stage. If there's something heavy on your heart and you'd need prayer, know that she will be available for that. There's also a prayer box at a round table in the back there if you'd like to write your prayer out, and then we'll pray on that all week. So feel free to use that as an option as well. After service, we have a potluck, and I see someone back there setting up food. So whether you brought food or not, you're welcome to join us. It's always a lovely time to connect and join together with some food and conversation. All right, please stand for our benediction and our closing song. Placing your hands over your heart, and let's say these words together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed, and may we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is. So it is.